Hello, everyone. My name is Mirma Tico Ortiz from Miriam College, and welcome to our peaceful classroom. Our peaceful classroom is a dedicated space where parents, educators, and other professionals can come together to talk about ideas on how to promote positivity and peace in the lives of children and our teens. A peaceful classroom is one where students feel safe, secure, and comfortable in their learning environment. In today's episode, we will be talking about a topic that many of you, our dear educators, can relate to. But if you are not an educator, please stay on. I am sure you will also benefit from today's topic on how to rise above the challenges and issues related to social wellness or the ability to form meaningful connection with others, communicate effectively, and extend social support, most especially in time of distress. Our protagonist for today will be discussing his breakdown moments that have caused anxiety, stress, and frustration. His breaking free, which was weighing his ability to strengthen his social wellness, and his breakthrough moments that have allowed him to flourish in the new normal. Dr. Joselito Gutierrez is a licensed professional teacher and is currently an assistant professor at the University of Santo Tomas Institute of Religion, facilitating theology courses in the Pontifical University's various colleges. He earned his PhD in Family Studies at Miriam College in 2017, focusing his dissertation on fatherhood. He was the former Alumni Association of St. Vincent School of Theology at Anson University, where he took his master's degree in theology in 2011. Dr. Joey, as fondly called by friends and colleagues, was the former director and campus minister of the Colegio de San Lorenzo College Department of Quezon City. He is also an active parish leader and an advocate of family, marriage, and positive parenting ministries. Educators and friends, let us now listen to Dr. Joey as he tells us his breakdown moments in the area of social wellness.
Hi, I am Dr. Joselito Gutierrez of University of Santo Tomas Institute of Religion. I am a graduate of PhD Family Studies of Miriam College, and I am here to share with you my take on teacher social wellness at a time of pandemic. I experienced distress when classes were suspended due to COVID-19 pandemic last March 2020. I experienced distress when I learned that classes needed to resume in April, but with a necessity to shift to an online mode of teaching. Thank God that through patience and creativity, the last academic year finished in an orderly manner. Comes June and July, stress and anxieties have continued to manifest in me as the academic year 2020-21 approaches. The clear and present concern still is the shift from traditional face-to-face classroom learning to pure online mode of teaching. While the administration started to conduct online training for all the faculty members to prepare us and ensure the delivery of pure online education. The situation continued to bring fear in me and perhaps to many teachers as well because of unseen predicaments on online teaching. These fear and anxieties are affecting my physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and social wellness. Online teaching had brought us distress because of some challenges. These obstacles include number one, unstable internet connection. Number two, preparation and delivery of live virtual instruction. Number three, development of student-friendly activities appropriate in virtual classroom. And number four, familiarization on different platforms applicable to lesson and many more. Other online related challenges were students' concerns like poor or zero accessibility to internet, failure to focus because of the distress brought by COVID-19 virus, and the inability to study well because of many distractions at home and more. As the academic year 2020-2021 has started, where pure online instruction will be used, I can also see some relational and social challenges that has an impact in the social wellness of the teachers. Pure online mode of teaching like virtual meetings will hardly establish personal relationship with my students. Community quarantine will necessitate me to work at home and prevent me to meet my fellow co-teachers. Hence, the chance for an exchange of ideas and immediate sharing of best teaching practices will be lost or at the very least be minimized. Social wellness of teachers is really at stake during this time of COVID-19 pandemic and during the implementation of pure online teaching. Accordingly, social wellness refers to the kind of relationships we and other people possess. It involves healthy, nurturing, and supportive relationships with the people around you. During this difficult time, social wellness is important as we learn to balance our social life with our academic and professional life. Maintaining social wellness is a must in order to build a healthy relationship with others.
Dr. Joey mentioned having the fear of the unknown, transitioning abruptly from face to face to online distance learning caused several challenges such as unstable internet connection, preparation and delivery of live virtual instruction, development of student-friendly activities appropriate in the virtual classroom, and finding appropriate platform applications for lessons. In the beginning, there was resistance to this new way of the new normal, which made many teachers and students feel stressed. For him, this caused strain on his physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and social well-being. As an educator, he also worried about his students who had very poor or zero accessibility to internet, not to mention the many distractions they experience at home. These challenges were described as barricades to achieving social wellness. According to the University of California, having healthy, nurturing, and supportive relationships with people around you are important in achieving social wellness. One must create a balance to achieve this. To create a healthy balance, we must learn to integrate our social, academic, and personal life in what would symbolically look like a giant quilt, putting patterns of different shapes and textures to create a beautiful blanket that will safeguard our social well-being, further helping us maintain meaningful relationship with others. Let's now go back to Dr. Joey as he talks about breaking free from the social challenges teachers face each day under the new normal.
The biggest challenge lies on the teacher's ability to use technology in providing instructions. This is especially true to the older teachers and those who have difficulty in learning and adapting to new technology. Like what I already said, other challenges that the teachers have to face are the lack of social interaction and connection, which will become limited if not totally absent in a pure online mode of instruction. While many disadvantages can be seen in the use of online teachings, many experts believe that this mode can also bring many blessings. According to Tukero, such blessings include: number one, online education allows the students to learn at their own pace and convenience using the asynchronous teaching. Number two, no need for the face-to-face interaction between teachers and the students, which is what is necessary in order to prevent and contain the spread of the virus. Number three, this serves as a good preparation should another similar epidemic or catastrophe happens in the future. On the part of the parents, school at home gives them more family and flexible time with their children. For all the teachers, let me give you some pieces of advice when you start teaching and working at home. First is you have to keep a routine in your day-to-day work. Be sure to plan your schedule. Second, Second is you have to take breaks. Even working at home, one needs to take a break. Third is for you to set boundaries. This means you have to separate your work from your personal time. Fourth is you have to use video chat as often as needed. Fifth, Fifth and the last is you have to notify other members of the family when you are working in order to prevent distraction. Let me focus more on the fourth advice. You have to use video chat as often as needed. You don't know how long COVID-19 pandemic, this community quarantine, working at home and online teaching will last. While COVID-19 pandemic is still our concern, it is appropriate to maintain your connection with your friends, including your co-teachers, in order to maintain social wellness. The use of online teaching prevents you, or at the least, minimize your physical and personal interactions with your co-teachers. According to the University of California Social Health and Counseling Services, interaction through the use of any social media platforms will serve as venues for bonding and camaraderie building, where socialization and friendship continue. I therefore suggest that you maintain an optimal level of social wellness by having a supportive social network and maintain friends to help increase your self-esteem. UCSHCS further suggests that we teachers, practice self-disclosure in virtual meetings, participate in group discussions, and exhibit active listening, and join a club or organization. You know, in UST Institute of Religion, we have plenty of academic and social interactions using social media. We meet often, we hold virtual meetings regularly, we help each other, we teach each other, and we share with each other our online teaching best practices. I and my co-teachers resorted to Facebook group chats to discuss our plans and strategies. We call it mentoring. We source out educational materials from different sites such as YouTube, Facebook, and other educational sites. In disseminating instructions and memorandum, our administrators held meetings with the use of learning management system called UST Cloud Campus. While most of the time we discuss topics on how we can deliver and finish instructions online, the virtual meeting also served as an opportunity to see, share, and interact with each other. Hence, these are ways to nurture and maintain social wellness. We also organize Facebook group chat where we exchange pleasantries and light moments. Chat about personal events, inspirational quotes, environmental advocacies, quiz and games, healthy tips, job opportunities, current events, and political opinions, among others. This can help you maintain social wellness in time of quarantine when movements and physical interactions are prohibited. Finally, do not take your family for granted. Quarantine is an opportune time to bond and socialize with your family, your parents, spouse, siblings, children, and other close relatives. Give them quality time. They can be a source of joy necessary to balance stress brought by pandemic, quarantine, and online teaching. For the parents, allot time to tutor kids. Chat with them, play with them, pray with them, and do other worthwhile activities with them. You can also survive the new normal by being creative and diligent. Optimize the use of all possible resources to be able to maintain social wellness. Remember, it is also vital to take care of your social wellness just like your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual being.
There are many things happening around us that has affected our social wellness. As teachers, one of the biggest challenges lie on the appropriate use of technology to provide instruction and the best quality education for our students. The lack of social interaction and connection with our co-teachers have limited our vibrant exchange of ideas. Before, it was so easy to just approach our co-teachers and colleagues on campus to ask questions about their best practices. Now, although there are platforms to help us continue these interactions, access to these vary and full feature of these programs may still be very foreign to us. But there are also teachers who have embraced the new normal wholeheartedly, saying that the new normal has brought about greater opportunities for learning and interaction. According to Pokero, 1. Online education allows students to learn at their own pace and time. Number 2. Online learning is a must to protect our health and the health of the people around us. And number 3. Online learning is the way to go. We really don't know how long this pandemic will last and what the future holds. But having this platform ensures that education can continue despite external threats. As we live through this very historic year, the new normal encourages innovation and creativity in education and everything else that we do. Many have said that the year 2020 is the year and season of purging. 2020 has pushed us out of our old practices that hinder growth and has challenged ourselves to embrace positive attitudes, to be more open-minded, and to choose to become more adaptable. Dr. Joey gives us very important advice to break us free and help us flourish as we teach in the new normal. Here are his important tips. Number 1, keep a routine and plan your day well. Keeping a routine is essential to help you transition into this new setting. Number 2, take breaks. It is important to have pockets of peace throughout the entire day. This could be a walk around our home garden, a time to play with our children, a simple time when we are just in our quiet spaces, maybe making a hot beverage, our favorite hot beverage, and just calmly sipping it and reconnecting with our inner beings. Number 3, set boundaries. This means separating work from your personal time. Our classrooms may have extended into the private spaces of our homes, but it is important to make sure boundaries are set to help us maintain professionalism. Number 4, as often as possible, use video chat. Seeing our colleagues and students may help us feel more connected with each other. It may help humanize our online experience. Seeing each other through video call helps us acknowledge the person on the other side of the screen, and to remind ourselves that they too are human beings who need our friendship, affirmation, and encouragement during these trying times. And lastly, number 5, notify family members when you are working. Communicating with our family members is key to our harmonious work from home setting. Communicating with them, our schedule, will help prevent untoward distraction that may affect the quality of our work. These practical tips are key to helping us achieve optimum social wellness as we embark on online teaching. Dr. Joey also gives emphasis on teachers needing to become more open to new platforms for engagement. This can be through different Facebook groups or different Facebook pages that can help serve as space for collaboration. He shares with us his own experience with his department where they use social media groups to mentor each other by sharing strategies, best practices, and even educational resources. To nourish our personal life, he also shares that to use online platforms such as Facebook, Facebook group, Facebook Messenger chat to share inspirational quotes, online quizzes and games, different advocacies, health tips, current events, political views, and even job opportunities. Engaging in these social media platforms can maintain social wellness in the time of community quarantine. Lastly, Dr. Joey reminds us not to take our families for granted. Yes, we are always home, but the question is, are we present? Take this time or take this opportune moment to get to know your family members more. Getting to know them more deeply by spending and really having meaningful conversations, being in the present. This may ask us to switch off our gadgets and to do things together, creating memories to last a lifetime. Praying together as a family can also strengthen our faith and spirituality. Let us be reminded that our families can serve as our support system that will help us deal with external stresses brought about by the pandemic, the quarantine, and online teaching. Let us now go back to Dr. Joey as he talks about his breakthroughs to further help us improve our social wellness under the pandemic.
Whenever something wrong happened, I always try to cope up and rise above the situation by choosing to see the positive side of things. As Albert Einstein once said, in the middle of difficulty lies an opportunity. In the COVID-19 pandemic and the subsequent community quarantine and eventual shift to pure online teaching, I deliberately choose to see the good opportunities these have given me. As a teacher, I saw the shift to a new teaching paradigm as a good prospect. This is already a long overdue shift from the traditional classroom face-to-face teaching to a more advanced, timely, and creative way of mentoring. Social wellness could be at stake in virtual conduct of classes because of the limitation or even absence of physical social interaction, but surely we can be creative to be able to overcome the challenge. Online teaching has long been introduced, but with a very few followers. This is a fitting time to embrace and discover various ways to making it effective in terms of educating our students. This is what the new normal offers, and there is no other way around it but to embrace it. Dear friends, this is Dr. Joselito Gutierrez from UST Institute of Religion, PhD in Family Studies, Miriam College. Thank you very much, and God bless the teachers.
Dr. Joey reminds us that when bad things happen or when things don't go our way, we should try to cope and rise above the situation by choosing to see the positive. To help us find the positive in any situation, here are reflection questions that can help us improve our social wellness. Here are the questions. Number 1. What are the current things affecting our social wellness? Number 2. How can I take care of my social wellness during this time? And number 3. How can I help my co-teachers and colleagues who are also experiencing challenges to their social wellness? To benefit from these reflection questions, answer by enumerating the many ways we can help ourselves and others, and by keeping the list where it is visible, so when we need a reminder throughout the day, we have our own resource to help us get through. Thank you, Dr. Joey, for sharing your story and experience with us. I hope that many found your sharing very meaningful. Let us be reminded by the words of Leonard Maldonado as he said that social connection is a basic feature of human experience, that when we are deprived of it, we suffer. In a world of algorithm, Facebook likes, shares, emoji reactions, friend requests, and followers, nothing still beats genuine human interaction and meaningful connections. Thanks for tuning in today. Once again, my name is Mirma Tico Ortiz from Miriam College. See you again at our sacred space, our peaceful classroom.
Hello? So I'm supposed to talk about one's well-being during this pandemic situation. Well-being is actually quite a big word now. I myself don't know if I'm completely well or really completely normal or sane after all these months and months of not going out. I'm actually a multitasker. I like to do a lot of things, to be involved in many different activities and organizations. And so that meant really going to different places and meeting and interacting with a lot of different people. In fact, 10 years ago, when my elder child was just 2 years old, I wrote an article for a magazine, and the title was My Never-Ending To-Do List. So I thought, maybe with this pandemic, with this quarantine, it might be something good. At least with no traffic involved, I would probably be able to do more things more of the things that I never really got to work on, or at least my time won't be very hectic, so I have more rest. But lo and behold, actually, I am still not able to fix the photo albums of my kids, or even dust and clean around the house as often as I want to, uh, bake, or even clean my Viber photos stored on my phone. Um, I realized that my to-do list did not actually shorten because of our confinement in the home. Some of the items either just got replaced by something else, or more items were added to my to-do list. I remember talking to my son and telling him just the other day that just because I'm on the phone, on my cell phone, on my mobile phone, does not mean I'm not doing anything. In fact, everything now is done on the phone. I said I'm doing our grocery shopping. I'm looking also for other things that they want, like toys, school supplies, and everything. Also reading notifications and what has to be done with their schoolwork. Of course, also doing my own work, answering emails and all on the phone. So it just all became online. And on top of that, there are more things that have been added, just sanitizing everything already takes time. So that's like how many items in the to-do list. And of course, with distance learning and homeschooling, that also adds not just to, guiding the children in what they're supposed to do in school, but all the other related stuff like cooking snacks, preparing everything, waking up early also to prepare the place for school and everything. And then I see also that other working moms are actually being able to bake. There's so many home bakers now, home sellers now. They have their own businesses, and they're also working on top of that and taking care of their kids as well. So I sometimes think to myself, tamad pala ba ako? Or maybe I'm not as I'm not really the multitasker that I thought, or even some of my friends thought that I was, no? So I sometimes think, should I limit my social media, Viber, chatting with my friends, or stop watching Netflix with my husband at night and other non-productive activities and change it to the more productive ones? But then that brings me to my number one tip. I think to take care of our well-being during this time, number one is that we should still socialize. The principal of my son's school said the term social distancing is actually not really what it should be. The term should be physical distancing, because now we actually should be closer socially, even if we're not physically near each other. So I think it's okay to continue our Viber chatting and everything, and keeping in touch with your friends and relatives and loved ones, and also to spend time with them. Like, go and do your Netflix marathons. If I don't do that, then I will miss out on our time with me and my husband watching Netflix at night. Of course, it also entertains and relaxes us, and gives us a respite from all the worries and anxieties of the situation that we are in. Related to that is, I think, number two, maybe do something meaningful, so that we won't feel that our solitary confinement is useless, that we are still living. Meaningful, just doing something for others. Since I'm not able to do shopping and that kind of thing, I like to send stuff, mga ayuda, to my friends, or also, of course, help out the really needy people in this situation, and being involved in organizations, donating whatever we can to help. Number three also, I was thinking maybe I'm tamad or lazy. Maybe I can actually be more efficient with my time. But number three tip is be easy on yourself. Let me read one of the quotes that I got from a book that I actually included in the article that I wrote 10 years ago. So this is the article just to prove that I wrote it. So it says here, it's from the book Traveling Light for Mothers by Max Lucado. It says, do not carry the burdens that you were never intended to bear. So sometimes we like to take on a lot of things, especially moms. But then our list will just be never ending and even worrisome. So often there is a need to deprioritize. Something has to give. I need to swallow my pride and accept that I can't really do everything, and just let go. Let go of the non-essentials for you. You can't really do everything now. So for example, okay lang, even if our clothes are not ironed, no one will see us anyway. Um, you know, little things that probably before we couldn't let go of. You know, be easy on yourself and realize that it's okay not to be a perfect mom or not to be able to do everything that you really want to do. Um, Number 4 also is focus on today. So again, from the article that I wrote, um, uh, I put here that we need to focus on today so that we are not overwhelmed by our never-ending to-do lists, which are often also filled with more anxieties about the far-away future. So just to focus on what you can do today. Sometimes you can do it tomorrow. Just do it tomorrow. You know, give yourself a little slack. And of course, pray. When I get anxious, and there's a lot of times you get worried and afraid during this situation, something meaningful in the form of a mass or a rosary or anything that I see on television that brings me closer to my faith, somehow those anxieties disappear. Even if I force myself to feel them, I don't feel them anymore. No? So just pray. There's nothing else that we can hold on to also but prayer. And whether we know it or not, it will help our well-being in this situation. And so that's the 5 tips I have for social well-being based on my experience these past months. Number 1, again, continue to socialize. No social distancing online. And included there is to do something meaningful. That's number 2, for your friends or for the needy. Number 3 also is be easy on yourself. Don't carry all the burdens. You don't have to do everything that you want to do. Let go. Number 4, just focus on today. And number 5, of course, pray. So to end, I just want again to read from the article that I wrote, and it's also a quote again from the Max Lucado book. It says, meet today's problem with today's strength. Don't start tackling tomorrow's problems until tomorrow. You do not have tomorrow's strength yet. You simply have enough for today. So let's not overwork ourselves or expect too much as well. It might sound funny, but as one of my friends also said one time, don't do today what you can do tomorrow. I think this is a good time for us to relax and be easy on ourselves and just focus on our well-being and that of our family. I hope that helps. Bye.